310.
Okay, 310.
310 from Vancouver. Hi, Jack. How are you? You're the first one. You have to unmute your microphone. You see the unmute sign? Okay. You can speak now. Can you hear me?
Hello, Ajahn.
You. Good. Is it morning for you, huh?
Yes, 6 a.m. morning.
6 a.m. You have to get up early to join the session.
Usually we get up early.
Okay, good. Be an early bird, better than sleep late in the day. In Buddhism, we recommend people to get up early. Start with the sun. Make hay while the sun shines. Because in the Buddha's day, there was no electricity. See? So we have to rely on the sunlight. So we have to get up early and use the sunlight to our benefit. So when it goes dark, then we cannot do anything afterwards. So I guess this is part of the routine in Buddhism. That's why monks get up early to go on alms round. Because most people are farmers, were farmers, and they have to go out to the field. So before they go out to the field, they give food to the monks first. Once they have given the food, then they can go and work out on the field. This is the way it is in the northeastern part of Thailand, where I went to stay at Wat Yannasangwararam. Most villagers are farmers, so they get up early, cook food, and get themselves ready to go out to the field to work, because the farm is not where they live, the field where they plant the rice, so they have to walk a distance. So before they go, they wait for monks to come and collect food from them. Once they have given food, then they would then leave the house, leave the village to go work on the field, and come back in the evening, in the afternoon.
It's still like that these days.
I think so. I think there's still a lot of farmers working on the fields, using buffalo and to plow the field with. Because people are not mechanical here. They don't know how to operate the machine. So they use what they use. They know. They use the buffalo, to walk the buffalo.
I saw a documentary about Thai farmers using ducks to get rid of the pests, which is very creative, and they don't use pesticide. They use like ducks, like a lot of ducks.
Use nature to counter nature.
Yeah. So it's the only one in the world. Like, so people are learning from Thai people now, like from other parts of the world.
So, you have any question today?
I just have one question. You always talk about being when you want to become Sotapanna, you will try to work on Sakaya Ditti and the other two factors will naturally follow.
Yes. Good place.
Yes. For Sakadagami, you always talk about sexual, trying to work on the sexual desire, but I hardly hear you talk about the other one, about anger. Is that also because it will naturally?
Right, naturally disappear. You feel anger because you're not getting what you want, so you feel restless, agitated, like an addict. Sex is an addict, an addiction, but people, since everybody is addicted to sex, so they take it for granted. So when they have sexual desire and when they cannot not yet satisfy their desire, they feel restless, agitated, feel angry, feel bad, feeling bad.
What about anger from others? Anger from other desire? Like,
yeah, there are too, but the strongest one are the sexual desire. So once you get rid of the sexual desire, then the other desire will be be simple. Let's put it that way. The desire to watch a movie, the desire to go out to have a meal or whatever. This compared to sexual desire, they're just small, in intensity.
Ajahn, does that mean that even as a sotapan, like he still have like he or she still has anger, like will get
Yes,
angry?
anger and still sexual desire and desire to go out, to socialize, to see, to hear things. He hasn't yet got rid of that sexual desire. Kama tanha is still in. He only got rid of the attachment to the five khandhas. Attachment to life, attachment to the body. He understands the body and has to get old, get sick, and die. So it's not disturbed or bothered when the body get old, get sick, or die. But he still have desire, and he has to use the body to satisfy his desire. Still, but he would do it in a way that doesn't break the precept, the karma, doing bad karma, because he realized doing bad karma is the cause of dukkha. When you do bad karma, when you break the precept, you feel bad. So if you want anything as a sotapanna, you will get it morally right, not breaking the precept, not killing, not stealing, not committing adultery, not lying, and you don't take any alcohol to make you having no mindfulness to control your action of body, speech, and thoughts. But you still have this desire for the sensual objects. So you have to contemplate on the impermanent nature of the sensual objects. Also the unattractive aspect of the sensual objects. Everything get old, everything change from new to old, from being attractive to being not attractive, so forth. And eventually, once you can overcome your sexual desire, then the other desire not that strong. You can have it or leave it sometimes. Like your desire for coffee once you can get rid of your sexual desire, your desire for coffee is not that strong, and you can deal with it. You can take it or leave it. And your doubt in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha will disappear because you see the Four Noble Truths working in your mind. You see your dukkha arising from a desire to not to get old, get sick, or die. Once you see the nature of the body as being anicca, impermanent, anatta, not yourself, in the sense that you cannot control your body. The body is like a natural process made from the four elements, and you cannot stop it from moving along, from birth to aging to sickness and death. so you stop having this desire to stop the body from getting old, getting sick, or die. Once you stop your desire, then the dukkha disappears. You see the cessation of dukkha from the development of your wisdom, seeing the five khandha as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you see the Dhamma. This is the Dhamma taught by the Buddha, discovered by the Buddha. So you have no doubt in the Dhamma, in the Buddha, and you have no doubt in the Sangha because you have become a Sangha.
Ajahn, will someone still lose mindfulness sometimes?
Oh yes, all the way to become an arahant. You cannot dispense with mindfulness and wisdom. Once you start your enlightenment stage, you keep using your mindfulness and wisdom. This is the tool that will propel you higher and higher until eventually to the point of no return. Since once you enter the stream, you don't turn back. The stream only go one direction. It doesn't have a real turn or anything like that. You just keep moving. Once you see that your dukkha is caused by your desire, so you keep looking for the desire that still remain in your mind, that keep causing you dukkha. So that's all you do once you understand the noble truth. All you have to do is keep eliminating your desire. Every time you have dukkha, your desire is the one who's caused this dukkha. And the way to stop this desire to see the three characteristics in the objects of your desire. So eventually you get rid of all your desire until no desire left. And your work has done. There's nothing else, there's nothing more to do. Because nothing is causing you any dukkha anymore. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, then we go to Philip Lim. Hi, Philip and Angeline, right?
Hi, Ajahn.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you, Ajahn?
Good to see you again.
You also. Yes. Coming back onto the question just now, right? Is anger one of the last hindrance that a enlightened being abandons before reaching enlightenment? Is it one of the last that he abandoned?
No, I think it's the one before the last. This comes with the sexual desire, the feeling of dissatisfaction, the feeling of agitation due to your sexual desire. So you get angry easily when somebody does not conform or satisfy you. So you get angry. But once you get rid of your sexual desire, then you don't have anybody to get angry with, because you don't want anything from anybody anymore.
I see. Okay.
This is the second and the fourth and the fifth fetters. They come together: sexual desire and
anger.
Anger. I think that's how they translate the word. Patika. You have Raka and Patika. That's the fourth and the fifth fetters. Once you get rid of your sexual desire, because you manage to see every time you have sexual desire, you see the object of your sexual desire becoming a corpse, or seeing the inner parts of the body, then your desire will disappear. Then your feeling of agitation, restlessness due to your sexual desire will disappear. So then your mind feels peaceful and calm. Then you know you no longer have any desire for any sensual objects. So you know that you don't need to have a body anymore, because you don't use a body. Should you die at this stage, you will not return as a human being anymore. You will be reborn on the Rupa and Arupa realm of existence. That's because once you have discarded your desire for sexual objects, now you switch your objects of happiness toward the jhana instead. You rely on the jhana to make you happy, and you become attached to the jhana. So you still have to be reborn in this realm of the Rupa Brahma, and Arupa Brahma.
So the only way to attain jhana is through meditation, right?
Well, jhana can be attained by two methods: by suppressing your thoughts, using concentration and mindfulness, which you do when you first started. And the second method is by getting rid of your sexual desire, your desire for all the sensual objects. Once there is no desire, then your mind will become automatically jhana, automatically. Will be in the state of jhana without having to using concentration. You use concentration to suppress your sexual desire, your sensual desire. But once you get rid of your sensual desire by wisdom, by vipassana, then there will be nothing to cause your mind to become restless and agitated. So you might become automatically in jhana. But this jhana is still not permanent, because you still have other factors that causing it to be impermanent. Your desire for this jhana to become permanent. See? Because jhana cannot be permanent. When you start thinking, then you destroy your jhana. See? When your mind start to think, then this jhana is like a still water. But as soon as you start thinking, it's like you're creating ripples in the jhana, in the water. Your thoughts creating the ripples. You still have desire to have this peace of mind from jhana to be permanent. But this desire in itself is creating dukkha in the mind. So you have to let go of your attachment to jhana. Let the jhana comes and go. We're understanding the nature of jhana as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. So just like the body.
Ajahn, with regards to the concentration on the breath, when there is enough concentration, you will also know that there are moments that when thoughts arises, right? is it when the thoughts arises, when you notice it, do you then lose concentration?
Well, your thoughts keep rising when you try to concentrate on your breath.
Yeah.
This is how your thought does. It keeps thinking all the time. So you're fighting your thought by ignoring it, by not producing it, by concentrating on your meditation object. Then eventually, once your concentration becomes fullest, then your thought will stop. Then your mind will then enter into jhana. So you have to keep on concentrating until your concentration becomes full. Then your thought will not be able to think. Then your mind will then be into jhana, into the fourth jhana.
And Ajahn, you mentioned previously that when a person goes into a jhana state, right, it's like falling into a well, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. It's more subtle, right? Like maybe like a leaf fall slowly, touching on the ground, floating.
So somebody sometimes falls like from a high place. For some, it's just like one step down, by step. Your mind become calm step by step. Now you're shifting your automobile gear when you drive. You shift from first to second, from second to third to fourth. The engine becomes quieter as you shift your gear, right?
It's like a leaf floating from a high ground slowly.
I don't know. It's not like leaf. I think it's more like steps.
Steps, yeah.
Step by step.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can fall very quickly from first to fourth jhana, like falling from a high place. But whichever way it happens, you cannot dictate it. You just have to concentrate on your object, your meditation object, and let the mind decide for itself how it wants to enter into calm. Don't anticipate, because if you anticipate, this anticipation will block your mind. Because anticipation is thought already, thinking or your mind. So don't anticipate, don't look back into the past. You used to get calm, so you want it to be calm again. You cannot think like that either. You have to be in the present and not thinking, but focusing, knowing, just merely knowing. Until you become fully knowing and not thinking, then your mind will become calm completely. Okay?
Okay, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll go to your friend who's next to you, Alvin Lee. Hi, Alvin.
Hi, Ajahn. Ajahn, how are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Ajahn. Tanajan, coming back to that question again, when we meditate, most of the time, my mind wanders as well. I want to know by knowing that, because when it wanders after like a moment, then I realize that my mind wanders. Is that a wholesome thought on that, knowing that your mind is wandering?
It means you have mindfulness back. When you
Yes.
think and you're not knowing, then you don't have mindfulness. That's what it means.
Right, but is it wholesome, or should I, knowing that, but it's too late, right? Because sometimes remorse will arise because, like disappointment or remorse will arise because you're not able to keep a sustainable mindfulness.
You just have to accept that this is the level of your mindfulness. It's still like a child learning how to walk. He gets up and walk for 2 or 3 steps and he falls down again. So So in the beginning, your mindfulness is like that, coming on and off. Don't be remorseful or don't get angry at yourself. It's useless. Just know the level of your mindfulness and try to improve it. Just to remind yourself, I'll be more mindful next time, rather than get angry or be remorseful. Then you're creating more thoughts, and you want to stop as much thought as possible. But just keep come back and focus. If you use a mantra, just keep reciting a mantra. If you're watching your body, keep watching your body. I mean, this is when you're not sitting, when you're moving around. Then you either be mindful with a mantra or mindful of your body action.
Okay. And one more thing, it's like sometimes we have the desire to actually practice when we are tired. And, many years ago, I was told that if you're tired and, excuse me, when you're tired, if you practice and if you experience sloth and torpor, that is actually unwholesome. What are your comment on that, Ajahn?
Well, sometimes we have, the body or the mind sometimes is lazy and sometimes it's diligent. So when you come across this sloth or torpor, you have to first investigate to see whether it's physical or mental. If it's physical, then it's something you cannot go against. The body gets tired and just need to rest. But if it's mental, and then this is defilement, you see. So if you're not sure which one, then you just have to force yourself to meditate. If you cannot sit, then you should get up and walk, meditation, and to see eventually whether it is mental or it is physical. If it's mental, after you force yourself to meditate or walk for a while, then this can disappear. Then you might become awake, alert, and energized, put it that way. But if you keep on meditating, walking, and your body is the cause, then if that's the cause, then you just have to give in to the body need. If the body needs rest, okay, take a rest.
Okay.
Okay. Next, Gek Yen So. Hi, Gek.
Hi, Ajahn. Good evening.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good, thank you. Yes, from Penang. Yeah, from Penang. Yeah.
Any question today?
Ajahn always mentioned equanimity related to vipassana. So in our daily life, as a lay person, how we cultivate this equanimity?
By being mindful. By being mindful.
Be mindful.
Yeah. Keep concentrating on what you do. And try to stop your mind from thinking. Because when your mind thinks, you usually think in the way of the defilement. When you think in the way of the defilement, you'll lose equanimity. But if you're not thinking in the way of defilement, then you can maintain a certain amount of equanimity.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Hi, NG Kusalo. You have to unmute your microphone. Okay.
Good evening. I have one question.
Malaysia?
No, I'm from Singapore.
Singapore, yes, okay.
See, a few years back, I used to meditate. I can meditate up to 1.5 hours, 2 hours, very peacefully. Then I came up, I feel very refreshed. And I was wondering what stage, why I'm so peaceful during that meditation. I asked one of the...
Can you speak louder? I cannot quite hear you.
I asked one of the venerable I say, how come when I meditate, I'm very peaceful for 1.5 hours, 2 hours. When I get up, I'm still very, I feel very fresh. But the Venerable was telling me that I'm in Bhavanga, Bhavanga. So I said, what is it? He said, I'm in a sleeping state. I said, no, I didn't even, my body was not moving. But how come I'm in Bhavanga? So what is actually Bhavanga?
Well, Bhavanga means in the state of calm of the mind. And it can be two types of Bhavanga. Bhavanga with mindfulness and Bhavanga without mindfulness. With mindfulness, you are in samadhi. Your mind is calm and you are fully alert. Without mindfulness, you are fallen asleep. It's two Bhavanga, two types of Bhavanga. I'm not sure what he's referring to.
So after that, after that encounter, I tried to meditate again. I couldn't get back into the state. So I was wondering what actually happened.
Because you're not doing what you used to do before. See? You keep thinking about something. This will prevent your mind from becoming calm. So you just have to forget about what you heard when you meditate. And just concentrate on your meditation object. Keep focusing on your meditation object like you did previously.
Okay, I will try. I have no more other questions. Thank you.
Okay. Forget about the past. Don't worry about the future. Concentrate on the present. Okay. Well, hi, Solin, how are you? Would you like to say something?
No, I'm listening, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. You see your daughter?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go to her next then.
Thank you.
Hi, Phoebe.
Hi, Ajahn. How are you?
Very good. How are
I'm
you?
glad to see you. I'm okay. I don't have questions today. Thank you.
All right. And let me go to SK Kong. Hi, SK Kong. SK Kong, can you hear me? Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from KL. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ajahn. I just joined in only a little while only. Because earlier time I was with Ajahn remote, have meditation.
I
So
see.
finished I come to here. I don't have any question. Thank you.
Okay. Nice talking to you. Let me go to John. Hi, John.
Sawasdee Krap.
Sawasdee.
How are you?
Speak Thai.
No, just Sawasdee Krap.
I see.
So no questions today, Ajahn. I'm just listening.
Where are you from, by the
Sydney.
way?
Sydney.
Okay, good. Okay, to Naomi Jonas. Hi, Naomi. From Toronto.
Hi, Ajahn.
Good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. I've been listening to all the.
You have to speak louder, please.
Is this okay? Can you hear
Yeah,
me properly?
okay, better now. It's better now.
So I was just wondering, when you feel dissatisfaction with other people, just any kind of dissatisfaction, is that always caused by sexual desire?
Not necessarily. Maybe you want people to behave in a certain way. When they're not doing what you expect them to do, then you become dissatisfied with them also. Your desire for people to be like you or to think like you, and when they don't, then you're not happy with them.
But when we abandon sexual desire, then also dissatisfaction.
Can you speak louder?
When I should. When we abandon sexual desire, then all of those dissatisfactions also disappear at the same time. Is that correct?
Yes, you will not have any dissatisfaction with anybody. But it depends also if you still have any other desire toward other people. See? You can still be dissatisfied with them. If not sexual, maybe it's monetary or something else. You can still be dissatisfied with them. You want more money from them and they don't give it to you. But you can deal with this desire easier than than the sexual desire. The sexual desire seems to be the hardest one to deal with.
I just have one more question.
Okay.
Sorry. No, sorry. Please go ahead. I'm sorry. So I'm working 2 days a week now only, so I still have 5 days a week to focus on practice more, but I find it takes me a long time to calm back down to the level that I've been used to. So I work 2 days in a row, Wednesday, Thursday, and it might take till Saturday before my mind can even calm down because I find it really difficult to stop thinking about work.
Well, this is just something that you have to accept for now. The strength of mindfulness is not strong enough for you to forget about work once you're not working. So try to use mindfulness during working time also. Try to stop your thoughts about working. Maybe you can use wisdom. Look at work as just something you do just to feed you, to support you. Yeah. And if you cannot do anything about it, once you're not working, then just forget about it. Yeah. Deal with it after you come back to work again. Yeah. Don't take work back with you to the house to work. You work in the office. Once you leave the office, then you should forget about work. Should you be thinking about work, then you should use a mantra. Just keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Tell yourself, don't think about work. Work is no longer your obligation. You're not working now. You're not paid overtime by thinking about working. So stop it by using Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Then you'll be able to come back to calm very quickly. It means that you're not using mindfulness when you're not working. You're still letting your mind running around all over the place. Okay, I think your picture freezes, so I'm not sure whether you can hear me or not.
We lost her already.
Okay, let's go to Adrian then, I think. Hi, Adrian. You have to unmute your microphone. All right, where are you from?
I'm from KL, Malaysia.
Okay.
Okay. I've been trying to meditate for a long time, but my problem is, let's say, when I focus on the breath, then sometimes I lose the breath after a while. Like when the breath gets, sometimes I think I accidentally try to force the breath. Then I tried to do Buddho, but then sometimes when I hold the Buddho too hard, I keep on Buddho, and then when I relax a little bit, then I just drift away, and I keep on thinking like, did I still catch the word, or it just goes into discursive thinking kind of thing. Do you have any advice?
Well, maybe you should do some chanting for a while first. Your mindfulness is not strong enough to stop you from talking to yourself.
Yes.
So maybe you can chant something for half an hour or an hour. Or if you cannot sit and chant, maybe you can get up and walk instead. To raise the level of your mindfulness up first until you are able to focus on your breath.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
And I have one more question. I'm struggling to because I've read a lot of Ajahn Mahabua books, and he always mentions about the one who knows. I'm having trouble understanding this because apparently I've also read Ajahn Panya's book where he says that he wrote to Sri Lanka to publish Wisdom Developed Samadhi, and one of the things in that Sri Lanka couldn't agree is that that Ajahn Mahabua uses the one who knows, which is kind of a substitute for the Atha, the soul. So, which I mean, the Sri Lanka sees as the Buddhist Pali Publication Society sees as the one who knows as a substitute for the soul. So, I'm wondering, is there the one who knows in the Pali canon?
I'm not sure whether that's in the Pali canon or not, because I just mentioned the chitta and the heart, and the mano and the chitta. And then maybe I think you have some noise in the background here. Okay.
Sorry.
Have you turned off your volume? Okay. So I think when we talk about the one who knows, usually they come from the experience of meditation. If you remark, you have a lot of echo coming back.
Yeah, sorry, my I have to use the speaker. My laptop's not working. The laptop.
Can you not turn up the volume on your speaker?
I'm using an external speaker. My laptop's not working.
Okay. Every time I speak, it comes back. Sorry, I don't have headphones as well. Anyway, just forget about it. Just meditate, and you eventually will get to know the one who knows. Okay. Let me go to Rachel Lim. Hi, Rachel from Singapore.
Good afternoon. Good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
From Singapore.
Yes. Good evening, Ajahn.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm still keeping up with my practice. So I have a question. I saw that in your book you mentioned about meditation. If we gain peace and calm, to seek happiness from meditation, so that we don't seek happiness from sensual pleasure, and that is the way to nirvana. So I want to ask, is the happiness, is it referring to only to the happiness, does it refer to one that has attained the fourth jhana, so that it is powerful enough to withstand the craving from seeking sensual pleasure? So if normal meditator like us, we just get some peace and calm, that may not be, the peace and calm may not be powerful enough to withstand all the kilesa.
Yes, the peace and calm from meditation wax and wanes. It rises and falls. When you meditate, you have strong happiness from calm. But when you come out of meditation and when you start to think, then your calm will gradually disappear. So you have to go back in again. And also you have to, in order to maintain this calm for as long as possible, you should isolate yourself and not be near any sensual objects. Because as soon as you are near sensual objects, your desire will come up. And the desire will then destroy the calm that you get from meditation. So for real meditators, serious meditators, they want to isolate themselves from the sensual objects and live alone and try to develop as much calm as possible. only come out when they have to. Once they finish what they have to, once they come out, then they try to go back in again. Keep forcing the mind to go back into samadhi for as much as possible, until eventually this calm will be continuous after you come out. Then you're ready to then develop the next level of vipassana by teaching your mind the nature of the objects of your desire as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, or being unattractive, like food or people. Should you have any desire for people, then you have to look at their super aspect. Then your desire for them will then disappear. Once you have no desire, then your mind will become peaceful permanently.
Thank you, Ajahn. So as lay practitioner, we just have to keep on practicing meditation and mindfulness to have more peace and calm, so that we can have a longer lasting samadhi.
That's right. And anytime you feel restless or agitated, then you should go back into samadhi. You should meditate again.
Okay.
Keep doing it until you become proficient in your meditation. You can get into calm anytime you like, without having to struggle. You can go and sit down for 5 or 10 minutes, and then your mind can become calm right away. Once you have mastered your meditation, then you can then move up the next level to use contemplation on the three characteristics as being the nature of your object of desire, your desire. And when you see what you desire for is dukkha, then you don't want to have it.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Okay. I think we have the latest person, Geraldine. Hi, Geraldine.
Hello, Ajahn. How are you?
From Singapore.
Yes.
Okay.
Ajahn, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Please go ahead.
Okay, my question is, when I practice metta meditation, and then the whole day I'll be very happy, and then people think that I'm like high on drugs or something. So does it mean that it's suitable for me to practice metta meditation?
Come again, please. Repeat what you say again.
When I'm practicing metta meditation, metta, loving kindness meditation, every morning when I practice metta meditation, they will be very happy. The whole day I'll be very happy. So if I don't practice metta meditation, then I won't feel the happiness the whole day. So is it correct to keep practicing metta, loving kindness meditation in the morning?
Well, you want happiness, and you know how to get it.
Is happiness
so
is
why,
good.
Why ask me? You ask yourself. If you don't know, then who can tell you?
Okay, so it's good to be happy, right? Okay, sure. Thank you, Ajahn.
Is it good to be angry at people or being happy with people?
It's good to be happy, but the thing is, that means that I will have to keep practicing metta, loving kindness, right?
Until you feel that you are confident that you can be happy without having to practice metta, then you don't have to practice metta.
Thank you,
but if you still get angry sometimes, then you have to use metta to subdue your anger.
Yes, but when I practice metta meditation, and then keep reminding myself to practice metta the whole day, then anger will tend not to arise. Yeah.
Good. Try to do it until you can control your anger. Every time you begin to get angry, then you use metta to stop it right away.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Well, I think everybody has been has talked, has asked the question. Now it's free time for anybody wants to ask question can just raise your hand and we'll unmute your microphone. We have this person without the video. I'm not sure is he or she iPhone. You see on the lower one here. But I hope not trying to create any problem with the iPhone. Maybe just better to remove that person. Okay, better be safe. So anybody have any question? Looks like we don't have much participant today. We have 22 and about, okay, sweet hand. Please unmute your microphone.
So Ajahn, my question is like in the beginning of my sitting meditation, right? Can I start by kind of like controlling my breath, like just for beginning, like I find it like easier for me just to control in the beginning. Then later on, just watching it.
Yes, eventually you have to stop controlling it because by controlling it, your mind is still working.
Yeah.
If it's working, then it cannot become still. You have to stop the mental activity altogether. Just leave it to be just knowing, because knowing is just the inner nature of the mind. The mind always knows. So you just want to stop the other thing, like thinking or using your mind to control your breath or your body. And moving your body, you sit and you feel like you are leaning to the left, so you want to move it back to the center. And you feel you have moved too far to the right, you want to move it back again. If you keep doing this with your body, then your mind can never become still. Once you start meditating, if it's possible, is to leave the body alone, not having to do anything with the body at all.
Okay.
Okay, Philip. Another question, sweetheart? Do you have another question?
No, I just like, yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Hi, Philip. Go ahead. Unmute your microphone.
Ajahn, I have a question with regarding to choosing a suitable location for meditation. Could you share your thoughts on that? And the other thing is that when choosing the suitable location, once you find that location as well, after a period of time, if that location is not conducive anymore, can you move away from that place?
That's right. That's what you do. That's why we have these monks who travel from place to place in the forest. They first find a place and they find conducive. But after a while, the place doesn't seem to be supportive for their meditation, and they change. They move to another location. One of the reasons why they keep moving, because when you get to a new place, you don't know the place, the surrounding, so you are more mindful. But after you stay for a while, you get to know the location, the place, then you don't feel like having to be as mindful as before. So you're losing mindfulness. So you feel that you should need to move to a new place again, so that it will then force you to be mindful. I'm talking about places in the forest. Every time you go to a new place, you don't know what's around there, right? So So you have to be a lot more mindful when you first start. But after you get used to the place, then you might lose that mindfulness. That forces you to be mindful. So then you feel that your meditation is not going as well, then maybe you want to move to another place. So meditation monks usually move from place to place. After they stay for a while, and they find that the place becomes stable, then maybe it's time to change, to get some excitement.
Right.
Go to a new place, you get excitement, your mind become a lot more alert. Okay?
Yes.
We have some newcomers, so let me welcome Jessica. Hi, Jessica. How are you? You still in Thailand? Please unmute your microphone. You have to unmute your microphone.
Unmute, okay. I'm very good, thank you. I just came out from a meditation center just for 5 days. So a lot of things, new things are happening, but today I was actually also helping out at this other place, and I noticed that you were live online and I wanted to join in.
Okay.
So thank you for having me, Ajahn. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I do actually. When I was meditating, I don't know the word in English, but the teacher used vedana,
Feeling.
the feeling. So when I was meditating, it was about in the 1 hour, and then there was a lot of pain. So the teaching was that you just look at it and know that it's pain, but don't feel happy or don't feel sad about the pain. So all I did was observe and note it as pain. And I thought my leg was going to fall off. But actually, I just observed the pain. So the body and the spirit, the chit, it showed me that the body is part of the body, but the inner spirit, the chit, is separated from the body. So at that point, it was like a scissor cutting the pain out of nowhere, and there was no more pain. So it was painful, but at the end of my meditation, I saw that after I accepted and I observed the pain, there was no more pain. There was only peacefulness, lightness. And it felt like something inside of me exploded. And
that's good. That's the result of having mindfulness and wisdom to deal with the pain of the body.
Yes.
You have to leave it alone because it's anatta. It's not yourself.
Yes.
It's not something you can control or manage.
Yeah.
If you try to get rid of it, then you're creating dukkha.
Yes.
But if you just leave it alone and just accept it for what it is, then your mind then become calm. And then sometimes the pain disappears. Sometimes it doesn't. But your mind will not be affected by the pain.
Yes. So that was the
So
very
you have
good.
to keep doing it a lot more and more until you become you have no longer any fear of the pain. You know how to deal with it.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Okay. Where is the center in Thailand?
I actually practice at Nakhon Pathom. This center is at Ban Thai. It's called Ban Thai. Sometimes at Jitsabai House. Sometimes my teacher, he's actually a forest monk. He has a temple in the mountain in Mukdahan, but I have not been there yet because it's very far away. So he comes once every month for 7 days to Bangkok, and he taught me a lot as well. But at the same time, it's not the same as having an English, in English language. So it's a privilege actually, as well as I am very blessed to have you in a part of my practice. And if I don't understand something, I always go and look at your videos or your quotes, and it makes sense as what I'm learning in my practice in Thai, but at the same time, your words and wisdom actually reflected in my practice as well. So I'm very thankful for having you.
Well, happy to hear that.
Yes, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Is that all you want to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, then other people. Anybody wants to ask any more questions? Just raise your hand. Today is really a quiet day, not a
Saling.
Soling.
This is Hugh Hay speaking, and all the time this program has been playing out, we have to use our own cheetah to listen to it well in order to practice. The more I have been clinging to the old Dhammapada book, the more I write on it is. I am muddling my mind with more mistakes on the cheetah instead of the book, for it is changing every day. How should I change, or should I just give up on the book itself?
Well, if the book is still useful, then you can still use the book to guide you. If you find it no longer useful and you can practice without the book, then you don't need the book.
Okay.
Is that good enough? I mean, does this answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we are.
When I first started, I read a lot of books, but as I progress, I find that the book become not necessary. Then I start reading the mind instead, because that's the real book you want to read. Is read the mind and get to know your mind and know how to deal with your mind, to keep your mind calm and peaceful and happy. All right?
Thank you.
Okay. Next, anybody?
It's
Anybody?
ST form.
Okay, how are you? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Singapore. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here because I just finished my work, and then it's just good to join and listen. Thank you.
Okay. No question today?
No, thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Job. Jobs have some question. Unmute the microphone first.
Okay. We have a question from Facebook, and it's from Lavang, and it reads, I want to ask about the importance of sensations on the body when we are meditating.
Well, when you're meditating, you don't use the body sensation as your object of meditation. You use the breath, you use the mantra, because somehow the sensation is not a good object to observe, I guess. So normally we use the breath. If not, then we use the mantra for meditating to calm the mind. Is that the only question you have, Ju?
Yes, we have just this one question right now, Ka.
Okay. Anybody else? 401. Okay, 401. Unmute your microphone.
I have a question. You, Thanajan said that the angry of when we don't have sexual as we desire is the hardest one. But is different between people. Someone may have the hardest anger about dealing with people or with other things.
Well, you just have to find out for yourself, I guess. Which is more hard to get rid of.
But normally, it will be the sexual desire is the hardest one. Is that right?
I think so, because that's why it's been considered the factors, the important factors. Is the sexual desire, according to the Buddha, anyway.
Okay. And when we know how to deal with the sexual desire and we not feel angry, so we can do with another things that make me angry also.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Thank you, Thanajan.
All right. We have a new participant waiting to enter the room. Tilaka, iPhone 41669. Okay. By the way, how's my audio today? Is it okay? Any cracking noise?
Phoebe.
Okay, Phoebe, go ahead.
Yes, the audio is great today. Thank you. But I'm dialing in, so it's a different experience for me. I don't know how it is for everybody else. I just wanted to say that I noticed yesterday that I live in a house with two people who are my tenants, and I used to struggle a lot with feeling very frustrated by having to share the space and getting annoyed with people. And then I guess through practicing more and finding more happiness, the feeling changed in general, and I started to feel actually quite happy with the people and to appreciate them. But then yesterday I just noticed, I guess I wasn't being mindful, I noticed all this annoyance coming up, and suddenly I was like, goodness, they're talking too loudly, and all these things. I mean, I feel like ideally I shouldn't be happy or unhappy with them. They are just there. But I don't know, like, what's the best way to I guess view the other people that I'm living with. I mean, I want to practice generosity and compassion, but then at the same time I feel maybe I went too far the other way and I started to become attached to them or to like them, and therefore it's possible to dislike them. I'm not sure.
Well, you shouldn't have any attachment. You just have to. If you have to live with them, then you just have to teach your mind to accept this fact. And the best way to live with people is to be kind and nice to them, because when you make you happy that way, rather than to be angry at them. Your anger usually arises by your desire or your expectation from them. You want them to behave in a certain way or do something, and when they don't do it, then you get angry at them. So you just have to let them be. You cannot always control them. So you just have to adjust yourself to accommodate their actions. Then you will not feel any anger. But you don't have to become attached to them, because when you become attached to them, then you have expectation from them again.
So is it better to simply accept? So, for example, the two people living in my house, sometimes they have extremely loud conversations, which are very, very audible, like really loud, and I don't ask them to speak more quietly, because I feel like, well, the reason they're loud is because they're not mindful, and there's no point asking. I should just accept it. Is that the right way to act?
Well, it depends on whether you want to stop them or not. And if you think you can stop them, then you can talk to them. But if you think it's useless to talk to them, then it's better not to talk to them. It depends on what the outcome you might get from talking to them. If you talk to them and you end up arguing and getting mad at each other, then maybe it's not worth the effort. But if you can talk to them and let them know that they are disturbing you, and if they say, okay, I forget that you exist, I'll try to be more mindful next time, then maybe that's bad. Then you can talk to them. But when you talk to them, you should not talk in a way that like forcing them or pointing finger at them that you are bad, you're doing wrong thing or anything like that. You should take a softer approach, like it would be nice if you can not do this or that, because then it will not hurt or affect me. But in a way, don't be imposing when you talk to people. Try to be more like requesting, not ordering. Then people can take your request more easily. If you request and if you order them, this is two different things. Normally, when you order, they want to resist your order, right? But when you request, they might say, "Oh well, okay, yeah, okay, I can do it for you." So this is the art of talking. When you deal with people, you have to know the art of talking also. Don't want to offend them. Don't want to make them feel bad. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
All right. Anybody? Okay, Sweet hand first.
Ajahn, one more question. Why sometimes people are so stubborn?
It's their character and their habits. You used to do something, so you don't want to change. And if somebody asks you to change, you resist.
Yes.
Especially if you're told to change. But if you ask nicely, they might consider the request better than being told to. So this is the art of dealing with people. Don't try to order people to do things. Maybe you should ask them instead.
My wife say I'm stubborn.
We're all stubborn.
Yeah, thank you for helping.
Every time you say something bad about other people, point the finger back at yourself. How about you? You're no different from the other person.
Yeah, you can say this, but I cannot, right? So thank you, Ajahn.
That's why sometimes you need monks to be the person to give the bad message. Yeah. Because one can teach them to be respectful, to be honoring their parents. But if the parents tell them to be respectful or honoring the parents, they get angry. They would.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Kuncho, you have question?
Yes. So we have a follow-up question from Lavang, and it reads, everything that arises in the mind, does that flow together with sensations?
No, things happen in the mind, we call them mental objects. And they could be feelings, they could be physical feelings that has physical base, the feeling that has mental base, mental causing the feeling. Sometimes you feel good because you have bad weather. This is physical, right? Sometimes you have good weather, but you still feel bad because you think of something you're not like, you're not happy with. Then you can have bad feeling that way also. But they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. You should treat them as anicca. They come and go, they rise and cease. Anatta, you cannot control them. If you want to control them, then you can get dukkha, because your desire to control them is the one that causing you the dukkha, not the mental object that cause you the dukkha. Is your desire to control them, to get rid of them. So you just have to learn to live with them, knowing that they come and go. Like when you wake up in the morning, you feel bad. You say, okay, today's a bad day, but it'll go away. You don't have to force it to go away. The more you try, the harder you try, then the more dukkha you get from trying to force it to get away. Okay, any more questions, Pinchu?
Yes. The next question is from Winster Go, and it reads, while reciting the 32 parts of the body, should we think of the impermanence of each of it during the waking days?
When you're reciting the 32 parts, if you just want to recite the names, you just keep reciting the names without having to think about other things. This is the method of concentration or mindfulness, to stop your mind from thinking about other things. If you want to calm your mind, then you don't want to think about this object. You just want to recite the name. But if you want to study more deeply into the 32 parts, then you might have to visualize each part, look at them, and study the changing nature of each part also. Everything is anicca, anatta. But this is on the next level. After you have stronger mindfulness and equanimity, then you can go up to that level. But if you're still struggling with calming the mind, then you should not use any thoughts about the 32 objects. Just use it as an object of your mindfulness. Okay.
The next question is also from Winter Go, and he says, sometimes I have this thought of having this body is burdensome, in which I have to take care of it daily. Sometimes I wish to let go of this body. Is this normal thinking?
It is. It is if you think rationally. But if you only think emotionally, when you feel bad, when you have to look after your body, then you think of it as bad. But when you use your body for your pleasure, then you forget about it. Then this is not right either. So if you think the body is really bad for your burden, then you shouldn't use it at all. But if you still use it to satisfy your desire, and only when the body gets sick or get to the point where you have to look after it, and you become weary of it, then this is considered to be defilement. Okay.
And the last question for this time is from Chin Li Ching, and the question is: as body contemplation is important, there are 32 parts, corpse elements. Do we go through all and see which the mind likes to do, or choose just the one body part? Thank you.
Well, you want to look at the whole body so that you get a good picture, a clear picture of the body. So you have to look at the 32 parts, from the hair of the head till and go inside the body, looking at the skeleton and all the organs, and also all the fluid that exists in the body. So you get a clear picture of the body, so that you can see that it's not really attractive after all. But if you only see the external parts of the body, you can be deluded by the appearance of the body to be attractive. So this is a method of trying to loosen your perception of attractiveness of the body, and then you can lessen or eliminate your sexual desire for the body. But there are many aspects of the body you want to study besides the unattractive aspect. You want to see the no-self aspect of the body. So you have to look at the 32 parts, that not any single part of them is you. You only claim it to be you. You claim this body is me. But when you really tear it down, you don't find you inside this body. You only see the 32 parts. Yeah. Okay, so you want to see it as it's composed of the 4 elements. The 4 elements is the building block of this body. You take in the earth by food that you eat, you drink the fluid, that's the earth, that's the water element, you breathe in the air, that's the wind element, and the heat element you get from the sun. So this combined, then they form the 32 parts. But eventually, when the body stops working, then the 4 elements will then separate from the body. The air element will go first, followed by the heat or the fire element. The body becomes cold, and then the fluid will come out of the body. And then all you have left is just the earth element. So this is what you want to study the body, to see anicca, see anatta, see asubha of the body. Then you will then have total detachment from the body in all aspects. Okay, we have Dean. Hi, Dean. He just came in. You want to say something?
Ajahn, thank you.
You have to speak louder. Your voice is too soft.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, better.
Yes. I don't have a question. Just contemplating on the mindfulness practice every day. There is a observation of the feelings, sensation, encountering all the thoughts and what people say and all the memories, and watching the reaction. There is a natural letting go, so the reaction can be quite strong sometimes. So the mindfulness helps a lot. Sitting through with no agenda, with no comments, just let it burn through my mind and through my body. So if I were to have a 30 minutes or 1 hour meditation, it wouldn't be enough. So I sat down for many hours. I think that works for me, because some of it burns away. 1.5 hours later, it still comes back. 3 hours later, it comes back again. And as it burns away, this mindfulness sitting down practice is really helpful. It's been about 1 week plus since you advised me to work on this. So I just want to report and let you know that it's progressing well. Thank you, Ajahn.
Very good. Just keep doing meditation to calm your mind first. Don't worry about other things. You can do that later on. Vipassana is something that follows samatha or meditation. You have to master the ability to meditate with the ability to calm your mind, because your mind keep becoming restless all the time when you're not meditating. Okay, good to hear from you. How are you, Kenneth? Are you ready to speak?
Hello, Ajahn. Yes. Sorry I came in late. Just finished lecturing. I have no questions at the moment, so I'd like to just allow other people to ask the questions. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Actually, all the people have already asked their questions. So we're just going around again, the second or third round this time.
Okay.
So, anybody wants to ask any more questions, please raise your hand. Okay, Sri, check hand. Unmute your microphone.
Ajahn, when I meditate and go into a calm state, and I after a while I thought, oh, I have to protect this with my more mindfulness. Is that already a craving and defilement? But when this comes up, trying to protect the calm with more mindfulness.
It is, but it is a good desire for now. If you haven't yet gotten calm, then you want to protect your calm. But not protecting it by just thinking about it. You have to know the way of protecting it. That is to be mindful. But just to desire for it to be calm, to protect it without being mindful, then it's counterproductive. So once you know that you have to maintain calm, then you have to maintain mindfulness. This is okay on this level, but eventually, even calm, you will have to ditch it if it becomes a hindrance, if it becomes a fetter in the end to your higher goal, then you have to ditch it. But right now, you need it to propel you up higher.
Another question is about equanimity. When I was when I performed surgery or autopsy when I was a doctor, I think I need a certain amount of equanimity. Is that the same equanimity in?
Yes. You need your mind to become calm. When you are emotional or restless, you don't want to look at something unpleasant. But when your mind becomes calmer and has equanimity, then your desire not to want to see things like this will be less. So it won't then become a hindrance to what you have to do. So sometimes you have to take a few minutes to calm your mind first before you can dissect a body or look at a body.
Yeah, we don't have I never have a problem with that at all. But I was just wondering, like, is that a natural thing, or is it a same kind of equanimity achieved in jhana?
Yes, but on a different level, not just on an ordinary level. People have equanimity, but when something strikes at the heart, then this equanimity can vanish right away. But if you have stronger equanimity from jhana, and something strikes at the heart, you might still be able to maintain equanimity. So it's the strength of equanimity.
And I suppose the equanimity in jhana, it's like we
strong, very strong. Now we all have equanimity. Right now we have a certain amount of equanimity, so we don't do anything crazy, right? so many people who have no equanimity when they start doing crazy things. Like jumping up and down, yelling, that means they don't have any equanimity anymore. They fall into the desire to express something, shout or jump or do something, and they lost their equanimity. You can remain calm and rational. You have a certain amount of rational equanimity.
So we all are equanimous in this it's an intense level when you're in a deep jhana state. I guess in normal state we are all like.
Yes, but you can lose it very quickly. Also, if somebody doing something or say something you don't like, then you want to react right away. But if you have strong enough, you say, oh, maybe just leave them alone. Just don't do anything. Just get away, instead of confronting, rather just to not confront, just to leave the person alone. Then it means you still have some equanimity left. But you feel that you cannot remain still and you have to say something or do something, then you have lost your equanimity.
When you react, when the moment you react, you lost your equanimity.
Yeah. You lose before you react. When you react mentally, you already lose your equanimity. When you think you want to say something or do something, you already lose that equanimity already. But if you have mindfulness or wisdom, you might tell you to stop from going to say or do something. You can just tell your thought, well, maybe it's better not to say anything or do anything. And then you can, then you're using wisdom and mindfulness. You use rationality. If it's more harmful to react, to confront, then it's better not to react or confront. Just leave the person alone. Then you're using rationality or wisdom and mindfulness. But as soon as you think and you react right away immediately, then it means you have no mindfulness or wisdom as a buffer to stop between your thoughts and your verbal and physical action.
I like that word.
I
like the word buffer.
Yeah. You need mindfulness and wisdom is your buffer between your thought and your body action. And if you have strong mindfulness, you can even suppress your thought. You have strong mindfulness and you have strong equanimity, then you might not even react mentally. All right. Okay, Dean again.
I like your analogy. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, Dean. Unmute your microphone. All right.
Hi, Ajahn. I remember this question about using Bhutto as a mantra. I've been trying for the past few months. I'm still trying, but the thing is, for 20 over years, I've been initiated into a simple mantra meditation, which helped me develop a very strong base in meditation. When I was in Aramavati in 2015, I was going through a few months staying there, and I did not intentionally learn this chanting that became my natural mantra, which is the Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddho. Whenever it's like my automatic mantra instead of Bhutto. So whenever I try to practice Bhutto, or when I encounter a challenging moment as my body moves, or when I'm trying to sleep and in my mind I'm dealing with things, my default mantra is Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddho, and then it goes on. When it so this happened when I was staying in Aramavatis, working there, very busy. I didn't intend to make it my mantra, but is it better for me to focus on Buddho, 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 Buddho?
You can use either one really, which you find more comfortable, more useful. You use that one. Buddho is just one example of a mantra. Sometimes when I first practice, I use Anicca. For some reason, I looked at things impermanent all the time. So when I recite the mantra, I use Anicca. I didn't use Buddho either.
When that long chanting Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato, it was I didn't exactly know the meaning of the words, but the chanting was established deep inside me through all these years, because it was recited together with a lot of monks, a lot of laities in the Aramavati monastery for months. So somehow my heart accepted it inside. So I think, especially for the past few years when I was in trouble, the mantra naturally fill up my mind to help me do more harm. So I just want to check if what is that about, and if I should try to let it fade away and focus on a more direct, simple word like Buddho. So as you say, I will use both. I will continue to investigate. So it's all right as.
Yes, all right. Whichever mantra you like to use, short or long.
Okay, thank you.
You can switch back and forth from time to time. If you feel like doing a long mantra, you can recite a long mantra. If you want a short mantra, you can use a short mantra.
Thank you.
Okay, from John. Hi, John. Unmute your microphone.
Ajahn, just moving on from Dean's discussion there. I've been using a mantra a little for a while now of basically my mind most of the day when I've got the time, because I don't have very strong sati, but I forgive myself. Mantra. And what I find is in my chest region, a very warm feeling. Sometimes if I do it for a long amount of time, this might sound strange, but I get a vision of a ball of light in my chest area. It's still a little bit dark, but I get that vision. Now, back to your teaching, I've tried to start doing Buddho. Well, the first question is that light? Is that something that's a phenomenon, or am I just difficult in having this vision? And the second question is, when I'm trying to change and doing the Buddho, breathing in, breathing out, is it necessary to do that? You mentioned tonight about feelings and the breath instead of feeling the chest. Is there a difference one towards the other?
You can use either point to use as your point of focus. If you use the chest, you can feel the chest rising or falling as the breath comes in or goes out. Or you can just watch at the tip of your nose when the breath comes in or go out. You just want to find a point in which you can anchor your mind, to hold your mind, to hold the attention of your mind, so that you cannot go and think about other things. So these are the two points of focus when you use the breath as your object of meditation, either on your chest or abdomen, or on the tip of your nose.
At the moment, I'm finding it hard. Sorry. At the moment, I'm finding it hard to focus on the breath. I just have the feeling of the warmth in the chest. The metta, yeah.
I see.
The metta in the chest.
Okay.
So that's the feeling that I have. That
if you can maintain that thing and calm your mind, as long as it works for you, I guess it's okay. But whether it can lead you to full concentration or not, I'm not sure.
Okay. In relation to that vision of the ball, is that
the ball of light? Yes, sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't happen. With some people and with some people it doesn't happen. It can be anything that appearing when you meditate. Sometimes a ball of light, sometimes some feeling, something. What you want to do is to disregard them. So don't pay any attention to them because they are distraction to your meditation.
Okay.
You want to keep on focusing on your meditation object if you want to calm your mind.
I'm just worried that might have been the chitta, maybe, because I'm not meditating, I'm driving or I'm doing something else. It's a duality.
Yeah. Then your mind can create things inside the mind. So you just have to, if you want to calm and concentration, then you just have to disregard. But if you cannot disregard it, keep forcing upon you, then you have to teach your mind just to let go, just to be aware and not trying to manage it in any way. Treating it as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then your mind will not be hurt from whatever appears in your mind. Namely, don't react to anything that appears. If you cannot ignore it, then just try to accommodate it. Just let it be. All right.
Thank you, Papa.
Okay, we're about 1 hour and 44 minutes into the meeting right now. So, anybody has any more questions? You can still ask. Okay, Jessica, unmute you.
Ajahn, I have one question. This is actually regarding the 5 precepts. I would like to know, in my practice, I hold the 5 precepts very dearly to my heart, and as well as meditation for me is having self-awareness in my daily routine. When I wake up, I try to be mindful and to be aware of what I am doing. If I keep on doing this and practicing mindfulness with being self-aware and holding the 5 precepts, what is the possibility of in this lifetime that I will maybe reach enlightenment?
Yes, it's just a starting point. If you give the precept and developing mindfulness, the next step is you have to meditate a lot to calm your mind, to get equanimity from your meditation. And once you have equanimity, then the next level is to study the nature of your body or the 5 khandhas. To see that the 5 khandhas is impermanent, is subjected to aging, sickness, and death. And something that you cannot prevent or stop. Only thing you can do to prevent yourself from having dukkha is to let it be. Once you can let go of the 5 khandhas, then you can become enlightened.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? Okay, good job.
We have 3 questions from Facebook. The first question is from Jenny Kerr, and she asks, is it normal when my body is swaying during meditation?
No, it means you're not mindful. If you're mindful, you should be right now. You're mindful. You can become, your body is still when you talk, when you do things. So when you meditate, if you're mindful, then your body should not be swaying. it might be leaning slightly left or right. That's okay, but not to the sort of moving around like that. I mean, you're in a trance more than meditation. Some people, once they get into a trance, then they let the body move around. Okay.
Okay. The next question is from Lavang. I would like to ask one more question. I have a friend, and last year when he was meditating, he experienced dissolution of all the body. At that time, he mixed up two techniques, and after that, he can't return to the normal life. He has lost his consciousness about a moment, and he remembers stories in the past. And now, after 1 year, he has returned to normal life. And he would like to know if Ajahn can give him some advice on this situation.
Well, if you meditate, when you practice, you always have to be in the present. Don't cling to the past or worry about the future. Whatever experience you have is already gone. You have to come back to the present and be normal. Even though you might, in your meditation, you might experience some bliss or some ecstasy or anything like that. But once you come out, it's gone. You have to forget about it. You have to be back to where you are right now, and maintain normality in your waking hour. Be mindful and also use wisdom if you can to prevent your mind from becoming deluded. So this is basically what meditators sometimes forget. Once they have experienced something really strong, they might keep clinging to that experience and they forget their reality. They're no longer normal. They keep thinking about the past experience. So this is something you have to be careful. When you come out of meditation, you are in a different situation altogether from what you were in your meditation. You have to remind yourself that it's the past. It's like a dream. At least we know when we dream, when we get up, we're back into the present. We don't dwell on the dreams that we dream. Sometimes you dream you being a rich man or being a king, but when you wake up, you come back to your normal self again. So don't forget that what's in the dream is not you. It's just past and gone. What you experience in meditation is also the same thing. It's gone, so you have to bring your mind back to the present, back to where you are. Okay.
Okay. And just one last question is from Chin Li Chin. Can Ajahn give an example of how wisdom develops samadhi? Thank you.
Sometimes when you want to meditate to make your mind calm, and you might have worry about something, like some person or someone you love, for instance, someone you love might be sick or something, and you worry whether this person will be well or not. So it keeps distracting you from meditating to calm your mind. So you have to study the nature of this person, the body of this person as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. That is impermanent, is subjected to change. It can get old, get sick, and die anytime. It's anatta, it's something you cannot stop or prevent if it's going to happen. So once you see the anicca, dukkha in the body, then you can then let go of that person. Then your mind can come back to normal, to meditate again. So this is one type example. There are many different examples, like the one that Jessica mentioned, and she talked about the painful feeling that arise, that keep her mind agitated. But when she focused on the painful feeling and treated as anicca, dukkha, anatta, then her mind stopped clinging to that feeling, stop having any desire toward that feeling. Then her mind become calm and peaceful. That's another example of wisdom develops samadhi. Is that right, Jessica? Okay.
Yes, yes, exactly as you said.
Okay. All right, we have a latecomer, Augusto. Augusto, you want to say something? Where are you from? Please unmute your microphone. All right. I cannot hear your voice though. Did you turn on your microphone? Maybe when you enter the room, you asked to use the computer microphone, computer audio, and if you don't click on that, then you won't be able to talk to us. We won't be able to hear you. Oh, can hear you now. Okay, you have to speak louder.
I'm from Portugal, Ajahn.
From Portugal, Lisbon.
Yes.
From Lisbon. This is the first time we have a person from Portugal.
Oh, nice.
Anything you want to say or ask?
No, Ajahn. I'm just here to listen. Thank you.
Okay. Too bad we almost finished with our meeting. We have been meeting for about 1 hour and 53 minutes now. So I think we'll finish this meeting pretty soon, unless there's some other question that you would like to ask. Anybody want to ask any more questions? Okay, if not, then I will then have to call this meeting to an end. Thank you very much for attending. I hope you find this meeting useful and beneficial. And please keep practicing, be safe, be happy, and goodbye. Okay.